Okay, so I was scrolling through the Steam store and I was considering buying a new game that just came out called Look Outside. When I saw this game recommended to me, Neverway, the art intrigued me. Cause holy art style, I mean look at this. I'm not kidding when I say that this is the prettiest pixel game I've ever seen. Sorry Hyperlight Drifter, my heart now lies with another. So I wanted to analyze the game, well analyze is a strong word, and also the studio behind it to see what we're dealing with when it comes out. Firstly, let's look at the trailer. The trailer starts with some random imagery, which I will get into later. It then pans to a girl waking up. Wait, Jarvis enhance. No, it can't be. Anyway, we then get a first look at the gameplay. It's very obvious that it is a Stardew Valley but horror game. You can cut trees, water plants, and fish, which literally looks like the same mechanic as Stardew. And after a long day, you can sleep to save progress and continue the next day. But no, from the looks of the trailer, when you sleep, you actually get transported into the fighting part of the game. Let's call it the exploration section, and you can explore various areas. We were then shown
Email.
This is definitely their alternative to the mailbox in Stardew, and hey, you can read old mails, which is a quality of life improvement from Stardew. We were then shown more gameplay, a dating scene, and more random imagery. Later, we can see that we can decorate our own house. We then use a teleporter and explore more of the area. We were then shown the rest of the cast and then the title. So what more information can we extract? I don't think I can extract the story out of it because it is definitely hard to predict with so little information. However, the store's Steam page says that after quitting her dead-end job, Fiona starts over on the farm. So the game will start off the same way as Stardew Valley, where we are living in a big city. We were fired from our job after moving to the farm, which we can see from the email. We then become the immortal herald of a dead god? Whatever that means. Also, looking back into the Among Us scene and the scene where she dies and wakes up beforehand, I like to imagine that when you die at the exploration section, you then immediately wake up in the morning, indicated by the alarm clock sound, the girl looking stressed, holding her stomach, and the sword near her bed. You then return back to the farming sim, so I can imagine it has the same gameplay loop as Call of the Lamb, where you build your camp and then you can explore to gain more resources to improve your camp again. Another thing we can see is that we can befriend and even date other NPCs shown by this description. And also befriending NPC also has some benefits, as after some affection points, you gain skills to progress further into the exploration section. From the screenshot, you can see the UI. You can see a calendar, a clock, money, hydration, and what I assume is health bar. Because on the other screenshot, when in town, that bar does not exist because there are no enemies nearby. There is also a debuff list on the top left, which I can assume is carrying too much item, hungry, stinky, and paranoid. So the developer behind Neverway is Coldblood Inc. They currently have no title and this is their debut game. This game is funded by Innersloth, so I can assume production won't suddenly stop due to financial issues. Coldblood currently only has 3 people working on it. Pedro Medeiros, Isadora Sofia, and Heidi Mota, working on art design, code and story, and admin and community respectively. We don't gotta worry about the art and design, just looking at the trailer and screenshot is already enough to know what it's going to be, and it's going to be amazing. I mean, they worked on Celeste and Towerfall. What we aren't sure currently is the story. The story is being done by Isadora Sofia, and by looking at their portfolio, there isn't anything related to the story director, as most of it is coding related. There is actually one regarding game dev, however, it is a game dev gem, so I don't think it can be a good indicator for how good the story is. They say that it took 72 hours to make the game, and they actually won the game jam. So hey, I've gotta try it and maybe look at the story of it. So it's a texting and driving game where you type the text one by one while not trying to crash, and okay, large amount of exposition. He's taking over the family business of delivering parcels. Damn. Substance abuse? Where did that come from? Yeah. In conclusion, you cannot determine a story just from a game jam made in 3 days. I might add that 3 days for a completed story is actually great. 10 out of 10. But hey, little experience does not mean incompetent, because Team Cherry's first game is also a game jam and it's subpar. But look at how amazing Hollow Knight is with the environmental storytelling. Also, looking at the numerous talks they did and making their own game engine, damn. Anyway, yeah, looking at those, it's safe to say that the bugs will be a non issue, except for the ones in the game. Thank you, subscribe, bye.